Who said that to man can? Tell them, say the girl them don't come fit. Oh, you like how Shabarangs attack the rhythm here? Yo, Monk Shelz, what going on, Bridget?
Over there. This is good music, you know.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, we got some talent around here.
Yeah.
Morning, Audley. Morning, sir. The man deep into the music.
Yeah, man.
Let me try again. Good morning, sir. Hear that?
Morning, Bridget. Yo, when you have the earphones and the beat in your ears,
It's a vibe. It's a Tuesday morning, the 7th day in the month of March 2023. Morning, Kevin. Jody had to let me in this morning.
Same.
Yeah?
Same with me, yeah. Left
The Siki MIA?
Oh, you mean like that? Oh, no, I meant at the door right there.
I see.
Siki did it for me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, John, so far, Jody, I forgot.
Yeah, man, Jody have to walk come way out the front, come let me in.
Wow. Big up, Jojo.
Or else, it will be a different settings.
Yeah.
Time for
WTF?
What the Fact?
I'm proud of this one. One of the world's preeminent young adult authors is indeed a Jamaican woman. Nicola Yoon is one of the world's preeminent young adult authors. Two of her young adult romance novels, Everything, and The Sun Is Also a Star, became New York Times bestsellers with Hollywood adaptations. Interesting. The Sun Is Also a Star was also a National Book Award finalist and was on the Los Angeles Times list of the 10 most important books of 2016. Readers and critics responded to its immigration angle. The main character, Natasha Kinsley, introduces herself by saying, "I'm a girl who believes in science and facts, not fate, not destiny, or dreams that will never come true. I'm definitely not the kind of girl who meets a cute boy on a crowded New York City street and falls in love with him. Not when my family is 12 hours away from being deported to Jamaica. Falling in love with him won't be my story." So like Natasha, Yoon moved from Jamaica to America with her family when she was a kid because her father wanted to pursue his dream. And the book's messages of immigration and love have grown only more relevant in the past few years. So let's big up Nicola Yoon.
Yeah,
it's a good look.
You wouldn't have thought that she's Jamaican by her surname. I'm wondering if that is her. If she changed her name to Yoon, or that's the name she was given at birth. Yeah. But anyway you take it, she has done very, very well.
Agreed.
And one of the world's, as the headline says, one of the world's preeminent young adult authors. Mm-hmm. Definitely a Jamaican. Another Jamaican that we're proud of inside of WTF.
What the Fact?
Get them out.
Alright, Bridge Nation, you know it's time for updates. So watch us start now. Popcorn, unruly boss, Pop Skull, I deal it. He says he will be an independent artist soon. Yeah, man, dropping hints that he will be parting ways with Drake's OVO Sound. Yeah, man, the dancehall DJ and the Toronto rapper have been close friends for years, leading to the Unruly Boss's signing to OVO Sound, the label founded by Drake, Noah Forty Shabib, and Oliver El Khatib. Drake announced this signing, as we know, of Popcorn during his appearance at Unruly Fest in St. Thomas in December 2018. At the time, it was definitely a major move for the dancehall star, who was long rumored to be part of the Toronto-based label, but the ink didn't dry, of course, until 2019, and the deal cemented an even tighter relationship with the two and spawned a few collaborations over the years, including, we know, that recent bop, We Can't Done, that appears on Popcorn's new album, Great Is He. However, fast forward to 2023, and it looks like the label deal is coming to an end. Popcorn has a cover story out where he opens up about his music, career, label, and other things happening in the Unruly universe. And one thing was very clear: he will be independent sometime soon. So Richie, it does look like maybe, he needs to fulfill some additional, contractual agreements.
Mm-hmm.
And
maybe another album or so.
Yeah,
part of the deal.
5-6 years.
Wonder what's behind that.
I don't know.
I don't know. Is it that? We just have to speculate when you hear stories like these.
Ownership.
You know what I mean?
I want to own a little more. I don't know. I want to own a little bit more of your craft. Nothing wrong with that. Probably want.
But are you in a position to take it
to that level?
Yeah, to the to the next level?
True.
Or was Drake in a better position to do that? Is there some degree of disappointment in terms of the latest album and the support that it might have gotten from the label?
Good point.
It debuted, I think, at number 3 on the Billboard charts. I don't think it has been making up as much noise as many of us would have expected.
That's true.
So that is also something that is of note, and we'll see. I mean, he hasn't gotten back his U.S. visa. Was there a promise to make that happen? We don't know. We're just speculating.
Yeah.
There must be some reason that he has for taking this approach, because many people would have thought that that's a relationship that would have lasted for a much longer period.
Yeah.
So. He knows best. Popcorn, Andre Sutherland, we wish you well.
Yeah.
And we say all the best to you. By the way, I'm picking up a story, or colleague and good friend out of New York City. He's from Irie Jam Radio, and he was recently crowned in New York City. And that coronation, I see himself along with his colleague from Irie Jam, Dubmaster Chris, and some other members of the Irie Jam family, obviously at a night event, and DJ Roy is who we're talking about, is actually wearing a crown, and so we say congratulations to DJ Roy.
Big up DJ Roy.
Who was crowned recently in New York City.
Load.
The coronation moment was good to behold. Congratulations, DJ Roy.
Big up yourself.
And all the very best to you, sir. All right. Yeah. Those are the...
King Roy.
Oh, you mean? The coronation preceded that of King Charles, which is the next one that we are aware of. All right. It's now time for the proverb of the day.
You can't teach old dog new trick.
That's true.
That's short and right to the point. Say it again.
You can't teach old dog new trick.
Really? Are there any dogs out there objecting to that? Any old dogs, for that matter? You can't teach old dog new trick. They're not receptive to that? Guess not.
Old dog like we.
That's what Beenie Man said in the song.
That's true.
Well, the old dogs, it's extremely difficult to change the heart, mind, or actions of someone who is set in their ways.
That's right.
And those are the old dogs referenced in this proverb.
Yeah, that's it.
That is why they're either not receptive or just don't have the capacity.
That's right.
to learn new tricks. Yeah. Any objections?
Nah.
The dogs are quiet.
Dogs are quiet.
No dog bark. All right.
No comment.
All right, that is the proverb of the day, ladies and gentlemen, Bridge Nation. We move now to Pet Peeve. That's coming in from one of the members of our Bridge Nation. Pet peeves are things that people do that you might find upsetting, irritating, or just simply annoying. And this morning, a member of the Bridge Nation has sent in a pet peeve. Here it is.
All right, so this one is coming from Mel, right over there in St. Catherine. Big up, Mel. She's saying, one of my pet peeves is persons who are always late. No matter how important the occasion might be. Me not like it. And big, exclamation point. That's at the end. I mean, I thought though, Mel, I know. You see me? But now, yeah, I understand that one. Like I said, I've been on both ends of the spectrum. Yeah, I've been on both sides. I've had to wait on people and have people waiting on me. And if I had to choose which one I want to be on, Richie, I rather show play. Me not like, it's unfair though. Yeah, but not like, I rather just be like, hey. No, I'll be the first one to one party. No. I mean, if it's like something important, then
that is something.
Sure, then make sure you're on time. But like,
Well, it's not a good habit to develop.
True that.
Because it could affect other stuff going forward.
Yeah, it's true.
Especially where time matters. But we don't like to have to wait on people for too long either. And especially if there's no little touch bases or.
Yeah.
I'm running a little bit late. Yesterday I had a 2:00 appointment with a businessman to discuss some matters. And he rolled in like a minute to 2. I got there 2 minutes to 2, and I was like, yes.
Wow.
This is a good look. I like this.
Nice.
I am in full agreement
nice.
with her. I mean, honestly, anybody who knows me, let me tell you, I've turned up for many functions an hour before, and they're like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I'm here for the function.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah, and back in the day, we used to chill, like a telephone call or two, like 5 minutes out, and then just roll into the venue when we're ready for the thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you go with your own energy, and you're not distracted by what people are maybe wanting to say to you and so on.
Yeah.
But it's a good habit to develop. And if you're running late for an appointment, and you can reach out to the person or persons that you're going to be meeting with and say, hey, I'm running a little bit late. But don't just leave it hanging there.
No joke.
All right, that's the pet peeve. Is that something that you find upsetting as well? Let us hear from you. 876-551-5782. Thank you very much to, of course, Mel for sending that in. All right. Well, we mentioned earlier that this matter where the soldier was seen choking the police officer who was in uniform. It is my understanding now that it's being discussed at the very highest level between the JCF and the JDF. As a matter of fact, we are not yet privy to any release that might have been issued by the Jamaica Defense Force, but we now have in our possession a release from the Jamaica Constabulary Force, and you might find this interesting. The heading, JCF statement, re-altercation between JCF and JDF members. The High Command of the Jamaica Constabulary Force is aware of a video that has emerged on social media showing a verbal and physical altercation between a member of the Jamaica Defense Force, the JDF, and a member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. An investigation has been launched into the matter, and Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of Area 4, Donovan Graham, will meet with his senior JDF counterparts later to discuss the incident and bring the matter to resolution.
This incident does not reflect the current excellent working relationship and collaboration that exists between the JDF and the JCF. Joint operations between the two forces, particularly in the zones of special operations, the Joint Anti-Gang Task Force, and every other policing division, take place continually. These joint operations are critical to our crime-fighting efforts and to ensuring the safety and security of the Jamaican people.
It closes out by saying, we remain committed to working together with the JDF to maintain law and order and to serve our communities. We urge our members as well as the public to remain calm as we investigate this matter. We will take the necessary steps to ensure a speedy resolution and to maintain the high levels of cooperation that currently exist. So that is a statement that we just received a few moments ago from the JCF. And it says a lot, but says
very little.
Very little.
Yeah.
If you ask me, and certainly not what a lot of persons are expecting to hear coming out of this matter. What we can say for sure is that we do not want the police and the soldiers to be at loggerheads or quote-unquote at war. It is definitely not good for our national security. And also, what we saw was definitely not a good look. You know, there were obviously crowds of persons around, and they were cheering on the soldier, it seems, and almost basking in the kerfuffle between the soldier and the police. I didn't see where the police officer reacted by physically, like retaliating, but he was shoved or chucked, as Jamaicans would say, at least twice from the video that we have seen. And like we said, we had a conversation with a member of the corporate communications team at the JCF not too long ago, and it is a fact that discussions are being held at the very highest level between the two entities, the JCF and the JDF. What we also have access to is a statement that was apparently given by the police officer as a report at the police station, and we'll share some of that later on. But it's not a good look.
Yeah, I think from this statement, I think the one thing that I'm going to take something good from this line where they said, you know, the incident does not reflect the current excellent working condition between
relationship.
Because in the streets in Richie, there's talk that, you know, the two don't really get along, especially when it comes to fighting crime in these areas. So I mean, if they believe that there's excellent working conditions, then let's hope, you know, good sense will prevail.
Certainly. All right. We have a very important guest in the building right now. When he's not in the recording studio, he's maybe on tour. Do you know that he's very popular in places like South America? When you talk about Brazil, you talk about Nicaragua, Costa Rica, I mean, all over Europe. I don't know where. I should really ask him, you know, where have you not been? Because he has been all over, and he has been giving us consistently good music. He was right there at the cutting edge when the music was changing to what is generally referred to as a reggae revival. And that album that he came out with in 2008, we're talking about the album entitled From August Town, is still revered in wherever music or reggae music especially is played. This is a brother who definitely sticks to the roots and knows the benefits of it. We say good morning and welcome to the man from August Town, Duane Stephenson.
Blessed love, man. Glad to be here, you know?
Welcome, Duane. How you doing, man? Been a minute?
Yeah, man. Full circle, man. From the beginning until now.
Trust me.
Like, you know, literally the beginning.
Yes, sir. We've been right there, and we've watched you grow, Duane, and we're proud of what you've been able to achieve, man. What has the journey been like for you?
It's been good so far. It's been an interesting journey, you know what I mean? Just like most things in life, you know, I really can't complain, you know. I've had my days, you know what I mean? So there's more high points than low points, even in the music. And everything, so I really can't complain. I have to be grateful because, you know, could I still listen to myself in my bathroom?
but if you could be a little bit more specific, what were a couple of the high points and what would you describe as a low point in a career?
Just, you know, there are days when, you know, you yearn for, like, you know, home acceptance in certain levels, but you know, the thing with me, I get that fixed easily. You just need to go to the rural areas and you really see support for grassroots music has never changed, you know. So we can be riding on Kingston and Montego Bay as if that's Jamaica, because it's not, you know, it's not majority of us, and it's very, for me, the low points has never been a long time. It's a consideration, but nothing more than that. As soon as I get out there to, you know, certain areas, and, you know, I'm reminded of the fact that, you know, there's still great support for the music at the grassroots level, which is what is important.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
so the high points would come from going out there, performing, connecting with your fans.
Most definitely. Listen to me. A simple thing like last week I was on a road show going into the rural areas, and you know, it's just amazing to see the kind of response. I mean, they enjoy all kinds of music, but, you know, the reggae feature of reggae acts is not just a passing phase, just to burn time or just to say, well, you know, it's reggae month, so we're supporting reggae. It's what they came out for. It's what they definitely support and love, you know, in its truest form.
Now, Duane, I really appreciate what you're saying in terms of, you know, almost like returning to the roots at any time when, like, the life would get a bit overwhelming, you know what I mean? But how difficult is it, though, to balance, you know, making it financially in the music and balancing that with the grassroots? Because and the same grassroots people, them not there in the certain places where the money there, essentially. Well,
it depends on how you look at it, you know. It depends on how you look at it. As I say, off camera I was mentioning that, you know, the world's a big place, you know. And a lot of places that we go, you know, roots is really supported, you know. People come out to the concert in their droves, in their thousands. Like, so the last I was in early January, January. I was in Brazil for a concert. There's over 40,000 people at a roots reggae concert, you know, and it was myself, the Abastinians, and one of the members of the Congos that were the Jamaicans that were featured on the show. All the rest of people, you know, there were 10 features acts, and the other 7 were either from Brazil or other places, you know, some 1 or 2 from America and stuff like that. So it all depends on the view that you have.
Yeah, I respect that.
I want to delve a little into the further back in your history, Duane. You started out as a member of a group.
Yeah, to ISIS.
To ISIS, and eventually you decided to go solo. I've always been interested to find out that transition.
Yeah.
How did you manage it, and was it difficult?
At first, it was, because. Up until that time, all I knew was, being in the group, the support system was always there internally. We did everything together. You remembered when we stumbled onto your place to give you the first recording of Get Up In.
Yes, sir. I remember that.
Big up, because it's the first time I hear myself on radio through your programs. Which is why I said, full circle.
Yeah, we go way back.
But when we decided to move in separate directions, just because of growth, because by this time everybody grew musically and people wanted to do different things. People wanted to explore dancehall, R&B, or whatever. No, I was just a roots man and I followed the roots part, I have to consider myself lucky because by that time I was already doing stuff with Dean and was already doing business with even VP Record as a writer. So I had somewhat of an in. But in terms of really solidifying the fact that things could be good, I have to big up Sizzla Kalonji for the opportunity because he was a virgin keeping some shows on Thursday night shows down in August at the time. And of course, with many doubts, I went to one of these shows, one of my virgin that always supported me. Big up lecturer from Lecturer Dubs. So him say, if I was down there catch a vibe, I went down there. And of course, when it's my turn to sing, I went up, I did Get Up Here. And they knew it already. So, of course, good vibe.
Yeah.
I did Cottage in the Gill, which is the first time performing it.
Okay.
I had recorded the album. They never heard it before, but it was already a familiar song. No. I left the stage only to be called back by a lecturer asking me what I'm doing. Because there's a song that you have to sing the song, or whatever. And then so him just called me up back and then just played the track. And that was August Town.
Yeah.
And after singing the song for half an hour,
I
still don't pass the second verse. When I left the stage at that point, and I just left and then I walked directly out of the place and I headed up back home. I knew then that I'll be fine. That was the point where I knew that everything good, man. We just need to just go and do it, madam.
Yeah. Solidified the fact that you definitely belong.
Yeah, man.
And look at you so many years later. You have made a contribution to the We Remember Bob Andy album, and we want to give the Bridge Nation a taste of it right now. One of my favorites on this album, by the way, I've said it publicly before. Duane, I know Bob Andy. I've interviewed him several times. He would have been proud of what you've done with this song, I tell you that.
No thanks, man.
Well done. Did you choose this one or did Dean choose this one for you?
Actually, Dean did, but he knew that this is the one that I wanted to do. Listen, I've had a few conversations with Bob Andy, and Bob Andy by nature is an educator. Anyone that has met Bob Andy and spent more than 5 minutes in his presence, if you never learned something, it's because you didn't want to.
True.
Because you blocked your mind from it because he's that kind of a person. You know, so even months before he got sick, we were doing something up in New York and we had, lengthy conversation. It was about publishing. And I mean, as a writer, you can't help but to learn from this man. You understand? If you're a reggae roots artist and a writer, you don't learn anything from Bob Andy, then you need to check yourself. You understand? Because this man is one of our great. Listen, maybe I just the Bob name. We make these men greater than the rest of us. You know what I mean? But trust me, Bob Andy was truly legendary as a writer and actually a vocalist, which a lot of people don't give him as much credit for as he truly deserves.
So true.
But when you're writing so prolific, boy, it's hard to go around.
Yeah, man. You yourself have also been doing a lot of writing, and not just for yourself. You might want to indicate the fact that even the big Jack Your song,
yes, True Reflection.
True Reflection, that you were a co-writer on that song.
Yeah, I was the main writer on the song.
Main writer,
actually.
yeah.
I wrote the song.
I know that many of you might find that surprising.
Wow.
Yeah, and look at the big hit that he got out of it.
Yeah.
You're still writing for other artists?
I do. About 2 years ago, I think is the last major thing that I did, and that was for Alba Rose and Barry Salmon. He did a combination with Barry Salmon, and I was a part of that process myself along with Maki and Solomon. I mean, now I just recently did a project for a young lady out of Tobago called Jo Archer.
Yeah.
She's here recording some more music with other producers, but she, so it's always been something that I was, I had a passion for. And what the fuck, you could say that as a writer, I came to the forefront long before even as an artist and a vocalist.
Okay. But you have to be unselfish to be a writer and to pass on that material to other persons, not even caring whether or not it becomes the biggest song, because and then if it does, it has some benefits too. Right?
Yeah, it does, but you have to just have a love for music, man, because not every song that you write may suit you as the person to carry the song. And I've learned that, and the quicker you learn that, the better it is for you. And I mean, there's a lot of people that think that having someone writing for you or whatever, it diminishes your greatness, and that is ridiculous, because ultimately we all have one brain, and ultimately if we continue doing this over and over again, it becomes
repetitive.
To sound like the brain that you have and the personality that you have. So a lot of times this is a welcome change and if you truly love and appreciate your audience and your fans, these are things that you do for them.
Yeah. Very important point.
Yeah.
Let's come to swing now to what is happening now. What are you working on now? We're talking off here about an upcoming album. Tell us a little bit about it. Is it titled yet? When is it likely to be released? Yeah, what can you tell us about it?
Well, for April, definitely it's coming out in April. It's called Exile to Dreadites, which is almost 3 years removed from the original release date. But of course, we can understand with COVID, everything was kind of on hold. So of course, since then we tried to remaster and remix one or two things and add something to it in order to get it out there, which is why it's just coming back out now, full circle. You know what I mean? But aside from that, of course, there's the Roots and Righteousness album that I'm a part of.
Digital One.
Yeah,
big up Mr. Roach, Richie himself.
And
we've been giving
Farmers
some to
record. So.
Michael Rose and a couple others on that.
I think I have the list here.
Yeah,
Juna Reed, Bugle, Michael Pike, Warrior King, Jesse Royal, Michael Rose, Duane Stephenson, Luton Fire, Sizzler, Ibo Fire. This looked like a nice balance to me.
It's a fantastic production as well.
Yeah, man. Plus, it's always nice when you see people really working so hard to give upcoming talents an opportunity also. So it's a good balance, and we have to big them up for that.
That's right. Now, speaking of, the music, you do the social media thing heavy, like TikTok and Instagram and them thing that for people find the music?
Well, I do it. Yeah. I don't do it well enough or enough. But I try to change, if people want to catch me on social media, it's Duane Stephenson Reggae on Instagram and Facebook and DuaneStevensonReggae.com.
Alright, respect.
I just want to go back a little bit to the album title, Exile to Dread Heights.
Yeah.
What are we to get from that?
Well, firstly, you have to know that the original settlement Dreadites was done in Augustown, up at the place that they call Hope Flats, aka River, depending on where you live, Ellison Flats or down Augustown, So that's one thing. Remember at the point when Rasta were persecuted, they formed their own settlements that could have their own support system, and it was located down in that era. One of the main things that they were always pushing is self-reliance and education, because a lot of those Rastafarians since then has reintegrated differently in society. They are lecturers now, both in the United States and in Jamaica and other places in the world. Okay. They are deputy prime ministers, in case we never know. You know what I mean? And, great people even in the financial sector. So now it's the same thing now I think that's happening with the music that represents that. hence the name of the album, Exile to Dreadite. So even in exile, you can still form your own support system and continue to be great until the time come when you spread that greatness.
I get it. I get it. All right, we're looking out for that album. Any collaborations coming on it that you can mention?
Yeah, definitely. Of course, you know, there's Loot and Fire on it. There's a young lady called Sharita.
Wicked
Lewis on it. And there's one that we this is the reason why it's not out yet, that we're working on right now. And as soon as everything is set on that, then of course, you know, you'll be getting
something big that you know. Sure. You
know how it is.
Well, you know where to find us.
Most definitely, man.
Dwayne, it's a pleasure, man, and I wish you all the very, very best as you continue on this journey through reggae and making us very, very proud every step of the way.
And it's that time, Bridge Nation. You know, it's all about Fresh Face Tuesday, and today we have a nice recording artist. I love the name, JusKim, but she grew up as Kimberly Morrison, and she's a Jamaican singer and songwriter. And like many of the greats, JusKim started out singing in the church, where she had her first true experience of rehearsing and performing songs. Now, her musical journey took on a more professional route after she graduated from college, as she started doing studio sessions with none other than Dre Day Productions. Through this, she wrote and recorded her first song called I Can't Let Go. She fell in love with the process, realizing the great passion she had for singing and songwriting. The pursuit of her musical career has been a journey of harsh but unregretful realities, which has built JusKim into the well-rounded, full-package performer she is today. Now, JusKim continues to pursue her music career, believing that all things are attainable with the right level of persistence and consistency, and just all in God's timing. Currently on her third release, she's hoping to complete an EP in the upcoming year. Big up JusKim and welcome to Top of the Bridge Up and Go. Well, go on. All right, I see you. There she is. We're hearing you now. Well, go on.
Not much. I am here, you know, taking it easy.
That's right.
Morning and welcome, JusKim.
No, my first question.
Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure, JusKim. No, I have to ask a question. The name, JusKim, is it a vibe that, you don't want to put on too much extraness by your name? You just be like, hey, just call me Kim. JusKim. Is that's the vibe behind the name?
Definitely.
Oh,
pretty much.
Whatever.
The thing is, I was trying. You know, we all find ourselves in that process, trying to come up with a suitable stage name to represent us, and I guess I had some issues doing that because, as you said, I just really wanted to keep it very simple. So I usually say Kimberly or Kim, and people would say JusKim, and I'd be like, JusKim, and it just came together, you know.
I love that. Now, being an upcoming artist isn't easy, JusKim. What are some of the challenges you faced or even currently facing?
Well, because I'm an independent artist, which means that I'm not signed and I don't have a particular team working with. It's just me and my producer. So you find that because you're not known, it's really hard to get onto anything. People don't really take you serious, you know what I mean? Or want to take that chance on you then. It's almost like you have to, and I don't know, I'm not saying that that's a bad or good thing, but it just doesn't work in your favor as an upcoming artist, you know? So you have to get in there and do a lot of networking and stuff like that.
Respect.
How's that coming along, though? I mean, do you feel that you're making progress? You're getting greater recognition with each passing day with your efforts between yourself and your producer? Tell us.
I definitely do, especially with this newly released single, Caught Up. It's getting a lot of radio play, and since then I am now on to my second interview, so I'm grateful for that.
We give thanks. Now, I realized from the intro that you place God at the center of like most things you do, if not everything, and I completely respect that. So I'm curious, is that the same with the music? What kind of music can fans expect from JusKim?
It's definitely the same, and I appreciate you for touching on that.
Yeah,
it means a lot for me. God is the center of it all, and He is in control. So yeah, my music really it's just love. For the past couple releases, it has been personal experiences, but just you can find inspiration, love, a feel good type of music.
Respect.
Not just music, but it has messages. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Respect.
Outside of your producer, who else forms part of your support system? And did you get the blessing of family? As we know, sometimes
yeah, man.
It's a little challenge getting that. But what is your experience like so far?
Well, so far, yes, I have the blessing of my family. They're very supportive, supportive friends as well. In terms of outside of my family and my friends, you know, it's my producer. But yeah, pretty much that's just my circle. It's very small. It's very small right now.
But growing.
But growing, yes. And I give time for that.
Hey, listen, JusKim, nothing wrong if it stays small, yo. I mean, but,
that's true.
Hey, see me? Let's go on do the right thing. Let's go on do yeah. So we're gonna play one of your tracks shortly, but before the fans them run in and get all excited, we want to know where we can direct them to, you know what I mean? So, you know, just tell us the social media platforms and where the people can find the music.
Okay, no problem. Which is very simple because I keep it's just one right across the board. Yeah. So at JusKim_music, and you can use that to find me on Instagram, on YouTube, and on TikTok. It's a thing now.
Yeah, we have to work with it. I understand. All right. Thank you so much, JusKim. And you just continue on the journey, you know what I mean? Enough love and enough support, same way coming from us.
Thank you so much. And it was a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure's all ours.
Take care, JusKim. All the best to you.